our boy Bill Belichick, new head coach at North Carolina.
Yeah, I got you.
Flaming, what do you think?
All right, but first we'll start with this. Our boy Billy B, also known as the GOAT, also known as him. Say what you want about him, but this is his old lady right here. And old is
she ain't
not
old.
what you think. Woo! It hits a little different. You walk into a recruiting room in college with a wife like this. Bill's not afraid of the money. He's not afraid of the temptation. I don't know if y'all heard what Snoop Dogg said on his little escapade on stage, but if it's just me, I'm about done with Snoop Dogg. It's not funny to me anymore. It's on everything.
Time.
What did he say?
He says, watch, play the clip.
I remember back when the Cowboys was good. I remember back when the Chiefs was bad. And I remember, what was it? Bill Belichick's girlfriend wasn't even born yet.
It's low-hanging fruit. Didn't like the delivery.
Not great delivery.
It's just bad.
You can say that.
I get it.
That in a way that's
here's
funny.
my thing. Bill Belichick's what, 73? Something like that?
Yeah.
Right, she's 24. Snoop Dogg's 53. I'm sure he's hanging around with some women that aren't exactly 53. I don't know. It's kind of like, why is this a bad thing? This isn't like the Big Daddy movie where Bill Belichick's 5-year plan is to be the cook at Hooters. He's one of the greatest NFL coaches of all time. He's the head coach at North Carolina. We should be applauding this. We should strive for this unless you're in a relationship and you've been married. Like I'm going to be married with my wife when I'm 73 years old and she's 70.
It's a 48-year age difference.
Yeah. Not my daughter. Not my daughter. Put some clothes on. Can we put some clothes on at least? Look, also, here's my other question.
Better than Kanye's girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
And is that the line? Do we just have more clothes than Kanye's girl has?
That's past the line.
What Super Bowl ring do you think he let her hold? Because that's not his wife. What Super Bowl ring are you saying, I'll give you this one for the night?
If I'm Bill and she's with me.
Not your favorite.
Whichever one you want.
Yeah.
What a power move.
I need some promises for after.
Bill didn't give his favorite
I need some promises for after.
That's
what I'm saying.
Wear this Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, look, I got a Super Bowl ring.
You look great.
But again, why is it? But she's 24. She's of age. I would not want my daughter doing this, okay? Now, he's one of the greatest coaches of all time. Maybe we could talk. I can figure something out. Maybe we can have a discussion about it. But maybe we could just be friends and he could leave her alone. I think I talked him into that. But, why do we frown on this in our culture?
Well, it's weird.
For the same reason you don't want that to be your daughter.
You just said you wouldn't want your daughter to do that. Why do you frown on it?
Because that's my daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
somebody's daughter.
That's somebody's. It ain't mine.
But why? There's a reason why you frown. It's just weird.
Because it's gross.
It's just weird. Look, if it's love.
So if you're 73 years old and you're not with somebody and some hot 24-year-old's like, ooh, I want to date you, you're going to be like, ew, no, gross. Oh, no, not me, ew.
If it's love?
Yeah, you're going to be at this.
If she loves me,
you'd much rather have that than be trying to make out with some old lady who just ate some Jell-O
we're
at
not
the
going to get on
home.
here and just crap on old ladies. All right?
At least Bill's owning it.
Look, Bill.
At least he's owning it.
I get it. I'm happy for you, dog. I'm happy for you. You look happy, so I'm happy. We're all happy. She looks happy.
She looks happy.
So, good for Bill.
Yeah. We're all happy.
Yeah.
We're all happy.
I'm excited.
Super Bowl 59. Is there anything else that's been left unsaid on how the Eagles can beat the Chiefs in this game?
Really when I'm looking at keys, typically we do it by team, one for this, one for the other. I want to do kind of a combo here. I think for both of them, and I think both of these are equally valuable. And I could sit here and give you the baseline of turnovers and field position. We all know that. That's not why you watch this show. So I got two that a lot of people probably aren't going to talk about. One is the first down play calling balance. I'm so interested to see how both of these teams handle first down. Obviously, the Eagles have Saquon Barkley. Most of the times, they're going to run the ball on first down with either Jalen Hurts or Saquon or something like that. So are the Chiefs going to plan for that? Maybe have some adjustments to personnel, load the box, do things like that to open up single matchups and man coverage on guys like A.J. Brown. Maybe the best time for the Eagles to take shots in this game could be on first down because nobody's thinking they're going to pitch backwards, even though Jalen Hurts has had success against the Chiefs in the past. And then on the Chiefs side, are you going to be able to run the ball against the Eagles? Or are you going to do what you did last game, right, and come out and just throw it 7 times in a row, whatever it was with Patrick Mahomes? How much are you going to rely on Pacheco and Kareem Hunt to try and get you in 2nd and 6 and 2nd and 5 and things like that when we know Patrick Mahomes could maybe soften up the Eagles a little bit and then you run them truly pitch backwards. So that's the first one that I was looking at that I'm going to actually be keeping tabs of during our Super Bowl live stream. I'm going to have a chart there, and I'm going to keep track of the tendencies throughout the game of which team is running what type of play on first down. And I think at the end that may kind of illuminate a little bit of what's going on. I'll give my second one here in a second. Why don't you go ahead there, Fleming Travis?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the first one I would think for the Eagles would be just don't lose the game. And when I say that, it's not from the scoreboard, but it's turnovers, it's penalties, it's self-inflicted mistakes. You can't do that against a team this good and expect to win. One of the reasons why the Chiefs are on this run, they don't beat themselves. And the other thing, and Jake, you alluded to it, you got to establish Saquon Barkley early in this game, make it the tone, make it the presence. That's not only through the run game, but I also think you can do that through the pass game. I think he's one of the best receiving backs in the NFL. And if you flip it over to the Chiefs side, I'm playing a game of let's heat Jalen Hurts up. He hasn't done great against the blitz the entire year. He's okay, but not great, especially when it's coming from his throwing side. I think Spagnuolo will do a great job in this game of disguising coverages and bringing some blitz off the back end. So those are two kind of subtle keys I'm looking for already in this Super Bowl, which is just, in my opinion, I'm liking the Eagles more and more as time passes.
The Chiefs are so fascinating to me. Again, this is the best regular season record that they've had in this Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes era. And yet, the offense, I thought, played more poorly than in the past couple seasons throughout the regular season, and they've been founded on defense. I think that's interesting because if you don't keep up with the game, you probably don't know that. You just see Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, and Travis Kelce, this trifecta of offensive, gurus, and you think that's the way that they're winning football games. But it's not just enough to say, we'll get more yards than the Chiefs this game. Both their opponents in the playoffs have done that. They still lost. It's not good enough to say what we usually do, which is don't turn the football over against this defense. Their opponents haven't turned the football over. They've still lost. To me, you have to get Patrick Mahomes off the field on third down. And if that happens to be in field goal range and Harrison Butker kicks a bunch of field goals, you have a chance to win. If you're fortunate enough that you can get him off the field on third down when they're not even in field goal range, great. They're going to punt the football back to you. But this offense is just so deadly about dinking and dunking down the field, supplementing that run game with quick passing games. If you run man coverage, they're going to kill you with the speed personnel on the outside. If you run zone coverage, they get the football to Travis Kelce on option routes. You got to find a way to get off the field on third down, whether that's sacking Patrick Mahomes or whether it's dropping back in coverage and not allowing him to have anything. That's the recipe for the Eagles.
And even to that point, it's not even just sacking him. It's getting to him, make him throw the ball away.
Sure.
That's almost as good as a sack.
Yeah.
Right, and getting them in a fourth down. Yeah, you know I'm a numbers guy. My second big key for both teams, kind of the combo here, is the tight end matchup because tight end equals security blanket. It's funny. I sat here, as we're getting toward the end of the NFL regular season, and talked about how much the Chiefs rely more on Travis Kelce during the playoffs, and you're going to see kind of a Travis Kelce explosion during the playoffs. And the numbers kind of back that up. For example, during the regular season, Travis Kelce had 97 receptions. He had 823 yards. He averaged 8.5 yards per catch and had 3 touchdowns. Well, in the postseason, in 2 games, he has 9 receptions, 136 yards. He's averaging 15.1 yard per catch and 1 touchdown. Right? That's pretty good. You almost doubled your yards per catch. Now, I know it's 2 games, and last game he wasn't nearly as featured as the first one. But fellas, when you look at Dallas Goedert may be more important to the Eagles in the postseason. And this is what I mean. You want to talk about trust, how much Jalen Hurts trusts Dallas Goedert? Listen to these numbers, fellas. Regular season for Dallas Goedert, 42 receptions, 496 yards. He averaged 11.8 yards per carry and 2 touchdowns. All right? So if you do the math, he's averaging 2.4 catches a game on 42 receptions throughout the season. In the playoffs, in 2 games, he's got 15 receptions, 188 yards. He's averaging 12.5 yards per catch, and he has 1 touchdown. Guys, that is 7.5 receptions per game. He has tripled the amount of receptions in the postseason than what he did in the regular season.
What's his player prop
in the most important games? Like, it's not like this is garbage time.
And how much of that has to do with A.J. Brown and Devontae?
Well, you would think of it would, the same thing would have happened during the regular season. A.J. Brown and Devontae were out there. What I'm saying is when it has mattered the most, Dallas Goedert has tripled his catches per game. That's why I'm telling y'all the best prop bet is Dallas Goedert to get at least 1 catch a quarter for the game at plus 450.
6+ catches for the game is plus money at plus 145.
That is a phenomenal bet. So you went up. Not only in yards per catch, not only in yards per game. It's insane. You think the amount of receptions is as much, but you also have half the touchdowns you had all year in 2 games, 17 games to 2 games. So Dallas Goedert maybe the low-key most important guy on the Eagles offense that not enough people are talking about. We talk about Saquon, I get it. We talk about Jalen, he's the quarterback. We talk about AJ, we talk about Devontae. Hell, we talk about the offensive line, which we're going to get to. But Dallas Goedert could be the secret ingredient to the Eagles not only being in this game, but maybe even putting this game away if they have a lead.
And I feel like you could almost say the same thing in the way that Devontae Smith has played against the Chiefs his entire career. So the real question is that, because obviously it's A.J. Brown at the top when it comes to skill positions. I mean, other than obviously Saquon Barkley, but in the receiving room, it's A.J. Brown at the top, and then it's a pick your poison between Dallas Goedert and Devontae Smith. Which poison would you rather pick? Would you rather make it Devontae, cover him down and leave Dallas Goedert out? But what we've seen from the Chiefs is Devontae Smith averaging 110 receiving yards against them in an overall when they've played. So to me, I think Dallas Goedert could be a big piece, but I think Devontae Smith could be the unsung hero of this football game. I really do. I don't think he gets enough attention, especially when he's playing against the Chiefs. The way the Chiefs play, you have McDuffie, but you really don't have that cornerback to lock down Devontae Smith. So I think the unsung hero in this game for the Philadelphia Eagles, if they win, will be Devontae.
I smell what you're stepping in. I do. But if he hadn't torched the Chiefs like this, then I think he could sneak up on them. If you know that, and now they know that, Spags has known that. Spags probably wakes up twice in the middle of the night seeing Devontae Smith in his nightmares like Freddy Krueger. But do they have a plan to stop him? Because McDuffie's got to guard A.J.
Yeah, and that's what's dictating that. It's not that Spags doesn't know that Devontae Smith can go off, but what do? Put your best on Devontae Smith and let A.J. Brown go off? This is why the Eagles are deadly, and those aren't even the best players on their offense.
Yeah,
like
and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, guys. Devontae Smith's killed you. A.J. Brown's a monster. You put them on opposite sides, and now the Chiefs are having to be heavy toward both of them. Guess what that opens
up, Here comes Saquon.
Buddy? Here comes Saquon, and here comes Dallas Goedert in the seam. Linebacker, and I love me some Nick Bolton. Nick Bolton's one of my favorite players to watch, right? He's my favorite Bolton, all right? But way better than Michael Bolton. Give me Nick Bolton all day. But that's why I think Dallas Goedert is just, he may torch him. And that's such an easy throw for Jalen. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Do us a favor, man. Please hit that subscribe button. We really, really appreciate it. We're going to live stream the Super Bowl from Mission Cigar and Social. Do not miss it. They're always a lot of fun.